So the next thing is this. That's impossible. Number one, Harry Potter is English. You already put down your answer, so you can't change your answer now. All right? I'm going to ask you other questions. That's impossible. Harry Potter's English, and Ken Hayashi's Japanese. Right? That's right. So that number one, it is impossible. Right? I mean, come on. Hollywood would never lie to you. Right? They would never take a Japanese character, iconic person, and hire like a white person, or like have someone else that's Caucasian doing that. Would never do that. Have you ever heard of Dragon Ball? Dragon Ball. It's actually Dragon Ball Goku Son Goku is the most famous iconic Japanese character cartoon anime in history. It has gone all over the entire world as the most iconic Japanese hero, like the Superman of America, right? Okay. Of course, they hire an an obvious guy that is Japanese to play that character. The movie flopped. I'm sure darn glad it did. Okay, because it was an embarrassment. It's embarrassing, and you know what? Hollywood would never do something like that again, right? Well, actually, this is Ghost in the Shell. Have you heard of it? Ghost in the Shell. It's an anime series back in the mid '90s that came out. It was a huge success, worldwide sensation. People had not seen that type of animation before. It was worldwide success. Okay, about this android robot. Okay, Japanese anime series. Started making movies, a series, right? It's continued on TV series, stuff like that. Of course, it's a Japanese movie. They're going to hire a perfect Japanese actress to play that role. Huh. Well, she looks Japanese, I guess. Enough. They just throw a wig on her and Scarlett Johansson. Yeah. Anyways, that's what that's like. So they would never hire a white guy to play me. They would never do that, right? I mean, come on. There's no movies out there that would ever do something. Hollywood would never lie to you and place a Caucasian actor to play a Japanese story or role. Okay? If you see Hachi is the most beloved story about a dog that waited by a train station for his owner for years, and they made a statue about him, everything like that. They do put a nod to the real story, but obviously they hired a Caucasian actor to play the role of the professor that took care of this Akita dog. Lion King. What? Are you kidding me? Lion King? Disney? No. No. They would never do that. That's Disney. Disney to this day literally denies that they've ever heard of the story of Kimba. And if you look that up, Google that one, Kimba versus Simba, and you'll find out the real story. It literally is screen by screen. Disney took that story, the creator of Astro Boy, creating Kimba, and made a story called Simba. Okay, it's scene by scene. All right, so yeah, Hollywood would never lie to you. So let's move on. Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple of my answers to some of these possibilities. The first one was a lie. Okay, is it possible that someone's lying to you? I'm lying to you, right? I'm lying to you. So that, of course, this whole thing I could have just been kidding about this whole thing. This is just a scam, and my new scam is that I'm just going to go out and try to scam the world into believing that I'm Harry Potter. Right, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm just kidding, whatever. But that I'm putting my reputation on the line here, and it's a long secret that maybe I should have just kept my mouth shut and not told people. But however, I have people that could testify to this actually happening. Now, who do I have testifying? I've got an executive producer of the Emmy Awards. I've got an Emmy award-winning actress, Sarah Joy Brown, which I actually ended up going to prom with, which is cool. I've got a 10-time award-winning show producer over to the bottom left right there. She is the #1 show producer in the world by Miss Dance Drill Team USA, having performances of 120 to 180 people, choreographed and worked on the Olympics as well as star-studded shows. Okay, that's an interview of her not collaborating, just confirming that this all happened. Literally happened. Check out that video. Again, it'll be under Jan Crawford. I didn't put up the link right there, but Jan Crawford interview. Over to the bottom right, you see me actually interviewing and talking with producer, director, and choreographer that toured with Michael Jackson. This is the kid I actually ended up going to high school with. And he actually was one of the Michael Jackson's backup dancer in Remember the Time while in high school, senior in high school. And we're just talking and confirming that everything that I have been saying has been true. And I'm not kidding around. I wasn't like, just kidding, stuff like that. I'm not doing that. Okay, so let's take a look at someone that could possibly never, ever lie to you. Ever. Okay? Now, this is J.K. Rowling, obviously the hero, the queen of the wizarding world of Harry Potter, right? As we say. Now, it says on here, if you check it out on Wikipedia, you'll see that anticipating the target audience of young boys might not want to read a book written by a woman, her publisher, and asked that she could use 2 initials rather than her full name. As she had no middle name, she chose K for Kathleen as the second initial of her pen name. Okay, what does that mean? Well, number one, those are not her initials. She does not have a middle name. Okay, her middle name is not Kathleen. She does not have a middle name, so JK is not really her name. Okay? And she actually says on here, she's going to blame it on the publisher. Whatever the case is, she actually approved this, however they decided to print millions of books on, that she was trying to deceive the public in believing she was a male author. Okay? That's fact here. She was deceiving the public to make the public believe she was a male author. And that is not even her name. Okay? Of course, she would never lie to you, but she just did it right there. That's not a big deal. And she's a fictional writer. That's okay. According to Merriam-Webster, what it means is something that is told and written that is not fact. A made-up story. Works of literature that is not true stories. Well, that's okay, because she is a fictional writer, and she wouldn't do that again, right? Of course, she also uses another name as well, as many of you may or may not know. She goes under her name Robert Galbraith. Okay? Robert Galbraith. So it looks like, or you could just come to this conclusion that she just continues to be a fictional writer. I mean, it's a fake story, using a fake name more than once, okay, and writing this thing. So the people to the left is who I have to confirm my story. I mean, this all could be a lie, absolutely. But I also have an executive producer of the Emmy Awards, the award, a 10-time award-winning show producer that worked on the Olympics. The people that I worked with, including the LA Rams cheerleading, all the people that were in my shows demonstrating magic. ESPN, TV, newspapers, and I got to work with the #1 teenage female magician in history of the world, and has not been beaten to this day. Now, her story, J.K. Rowling's story, is that she was inspired to write the Hermione character based on herself. Really, I did not know that J.K. Rowling was a wizard or a magician, and that she actually attended a school of magic or beaten the world's greatest wizard in the world. I didn't know she knew that she was her. She also has the story that she actually got inspired for the characters in her book, movie, whatever, of the people that were local around her. Okay, all the supportive people. Now, she was a single mother, and I've been raised by a single mother. It's okay. Okay, a homeless one. She was, a homeless single mother. Nothing wrong with that. But she is a fiction writer, a fake writer, a fiction name, a fake name. Okay, and she wouldn't do this type of scam. Okay, I mean, to scam people, right? Anyway, so she does have a new book, though. A new actually, the name of her new book is actually called Newt Scamander. Not a new scam or anything like that. It's a new story. Okay, which is just coming out. Okay. A lot of writers, they kind of have a tongue-in-cheek, when they're doing their little writing thing. They kind of want to see if you catch the little Easter eggs in there. But in order for me to lie, I'd have to get all these people in on it. I'd have to Photoshop all these things. I mean, all these videos, you can go check them out yourself. But that is on the section about, well, why does the boy wizard story match? Well, it's obviously a lie. Someone's lying to you. I didn't say who. But if you saw this, person to the right and person to the left, you're in a courtroom. Let's look at kind of like the reputation of what's going on here. And by the way, over to the left, that is all the people that testified to all this when I was doing it back in 1992, before 97. Okay, so that's on that one. Okay, so let's move on. So I'd like to kind of go over another question to you. I'm going to give you a second chance. And the reason I'm not giving you a second chance is just because second chance. You've already answered the question once. But it's almost like playing poker. When you play poker, I don't know if any of you guys play poker. But when you play poker, you get a set of cards. Depends on what kind of poker game you're playing. And you have the option, sometimes not text home, but you have the option to look at the cards and go, do I want to keep these cards? Or I'm going to give the cards away and take another set of cards. Okay, so if you play poker, you understand how that game works. So, I'm going to give you another option for you to answer again. Okay, so this is question number 5. Answer this again. It's your second chance to answer. Now, if you want to stick with your answer, that's okay. Answer it again. So if your first answer was, hey, you know what? You're lying. It's a lie. Boom, it's a lie. That was question number 2, right? Would be Q2, lie. A lie. And then if you're saying, you know what, after I've heard all this, it's still a lie, fine. Your Q5 is A again. Okay, that means you stuck with your answer. That's okay. Now, if you want to change your answer, you have the option to change your answer, just like you're playing poker. It's not a big deal. You take your cards, you throw them away, says, you know what, I'm going to take another set of cards. That's okay. So at this point, right now, go ahead and answer again. I'm going to go over the last 2. Okay? Second chance. Why does the boy wizard story match? Is it A, B, C, D, or E? Go ahead. Again, I'm going to give you like 5 seconds. 10 seconds. 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Go ahead and write that answer down. Don't pause the video. Just type it in. You should be already used to it. Q5, question 5. Put in your answer. Okay, and don't let other people's answer deter you. Just write your answer down. And don't write a paragraph of what you think yet. You write comments later. Flame me afterwards later. Okay, that's fine. Okay, great. Hopefully you've done that. All right. So the second time you've answered that question, it's either I'm a lie, I'm copying Rowling's story, you're sticking to it. That's my story, I'm sticking to it, whatever. Magicians are not wizards, coincidence based on true events. All right, so let's move on. So